Hi everyone, this is Rajiv. Welcome back on Aavriti once again, and I'm going to continue with my Corel training series today. And this is going to be the seventh video in the series, and this video is going to talk about text tool in CorelDRAW. Now I have made it in advance for you people so that you can have an idea what we are going to do in this particular tutorial, and it's going to be a very short and precisely covering the basic attributions of the text tool in CorelDRAW. It's not going to go into the advanced level. There are two categories of text in CorelDRAW, and those are known as paragraph text and artistic text. Text doesn't differ depending on the categories, but the way it is going to be utilized inside the interface is going to differ here. So the paragraph text, as the name says it all, it's about paragraphs. The text arranged in paragraphs. That means combination of words which makes line and combination of lines which make a paragraph, and then you have a multiple paragraph uh, text box which can have more than one paragraph inside it. So that is about paragraph text. I'll just try to replicate whatever we have done here on the left hand side on the right hand side. So I'm gonna hit escape on the keyboard to go back to my editing mode, and then the very first thing I'm going to do, I have already copied all the text and it is in my clipboard. So what we can do, um, I have logged it also, so I'm gonna right click on it and then unlock it first. Unlock this one also. Now for enabling text tool, you need to go to the toolbar and then click on this icon here which says A, or alternatively you can also hit F8 on the keyboard, which enables the text tool. Now paragraph text. Now there are two ways how we can create text in CorelDRAW. One by clicking and then dragging it. That way we are initiating a paragraph box inside which we can type things, and that is going to be a paragraph text. Another one is not to click and drag but just to click, and it's going to give us option of typing things here, and then that will be known as artistic text. Why the name artistic text? I'll come to that later in just a while. So first I'm going to start with paragraph text, and I'm going to type it. No, though it says paragraph text, but it's going to be artistic text because I'm simply clicking here, and I'm going to type paragraph paragraph text. All right, I'm just gonna pull it down a little. I'm trying to make it as close as possibly. Now if this happens to you, you simply need to zoom out a little and zoom back in. The text I'm gonna copy from here, so I'm going to say Control A and say Control C. For activating the box, you need to double click on it, or otherwise you can just make sure that text tool is selected. And even if it is not selected, if text tool is selected and loaded on your cursor, you just need to click anywhere in between to make the paragraph box active. So I have copied the things which are inside the paragraph. I'm gonna switch to text tool and then click and drag from here to define a paragraph box, roughly the size of the box here on the left we have, and then I'm going to say Control V to paste all of it which I copied. Okay, so before we move ahead with artistic text creation and putting text into these circles and running the text on a path, so I want to make you understand few things about paragraph text here. First thing first, paragraph text is dependent on the bounding box. What that means, if I resize the text box, the paragraph is automatically going to shift and accommodate to the space it has. All right, okay, fine. So if I reduce the size of it, it's going to show me this option which says, let's say that I want it this big. Okay, now I can create another box which has the same text flowing from this box to the next one by clicking here on this down pointing arrow. Okay, and wait a second, you need to switch to text tool first and then click on this arrow here, and then you can click somewhere else. Oh, this problem is occurring because we have this box here, and if I click on this one, as long as I'm inside the box, it is assuming that I want to write text inside the box. So I'll just go out a little and you will see that the text cursor automatically changes into a continuing text flow cursor. So now you can click and then drag to define the paragraph, which is a continuation of the previous paragraph. And you can do it as many as times as you want. See, I can have a third paragraph defined, which has the same text flowing from the first one to the second one and to the left to the third one. So I'm gonna just delete these two and reset the size of it. So that was pretty much about paragraph text. There are more advanced things also, which I'm going to cover in a separate video. I don't want to make it very long for you. Okay, so I'll just quickly move to the artistic text, and for creating that, once again we need to switch to text tool. Make sure everything is deselected and then switch to text tool. Come here and just click, and this time you need to type artistic text. Perfect. So the artistic text is also known as point text because it starts with a point, and usually the term point text is utilized when we work with Adobe software such as Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. Though InDesign doesn't have any concept of artistic text or point text in that language, but here we have artistic text, and what we can do with artistic text is a little different than what paragraph text limits us to do. Like when we resize a paragraph, it just makes the text reflow inside it, right? While artistic text let us increase the size of it or decrease the size of it and accepts almost every possible transformation as if it is graphic. Okay, it is a vector object. It is utilized, though it has independent characters that can be edited anytime by utilizing text tool, but in totality this entire thing can be treated as a graphic, as vector graphic. Okay, so that's the beauty of artistic text. Here I'm just gonna copy this. So I have logged it also, so I'm gonna right click and unlock it first, and then I'm going to copy this, control C. Now I want you to understand this thing here, how Corel has a tendency of continuing the formatting or you know utilizing the copied formatting. So I'm just gonna say Control V, and you see that how the font and the formatting options which was applied to it remains intact even if I have continued it in a different paragraph. All right. So uh, you can make the text bold and italic and underline, these three basic formatting options you have available all the time. So I can make it bold, italics, or underline. I would just prefer it bold this time. Remove the italics and remove the underline. All right. Okay, below that I have text written inside the circle, and then I'll just go to the full screen mode, because these dashed lines you see around the paragraph and here, it's not going to get printed. These are not printable, because if I say F9, you would see those vanishes. But these lines are paths actually drawn in Corel Draw, so those are going to get printed unless we decide not to show them, which I exactly did here in this second case. I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to draw a circle. You can hold control to get a circle, and then I'm going to copy some of text from here. I'm just gonna use this much, say Control C. Now understand how it behaves when I have text cursor loaded, and when I go inside the space I have. Now notice three things happen. When I go inside, it is asking me to start with a paragraph. This is how normally the text cursor appears. Okay. Now the moment I hover close to the object circumference, it shows me two type of different cursors. If I'm inside, it shows a text cursor. On the bottom right corner we have a box which has AB written inside it. So if you see this, that means if I am going to click, it's going to convert that shape into a paragraph box. And now I can say Control V to fill up my text inside. I can once again say Control V to fill it up completely. uh, I'm gonna just select all of it and then say center to center line all of it. and by seeing this red dotted outline, it is showing us that we have some text truncated here. So I'm just going to remove all of that, and I'm going to hit an enter here to fill up the entire space nicely here. Okay. So that's how you fill up a shape with text in CorelDRAW. I'm just gonna make a copy of it by holding shift. I'm constraining the alignment, horizontal alignment. I'm gonna right click and leave left click to make a copy of the object which of this object. Okay, so let's say that I don't want to see this outline here, so I just need to get rid of it, and all of us know that right clicking on this icon here is going to get rid of the outline. So it was that simple. Okay, now the next thing is I want another circle. Hold control while making it so that I can get a circle, not an ellipse. Okay, now I already have the copy, already have the text copied in my clipboard, which I pasted here, so I'm not going to copy anything else. And I'm going to switch to text tool and hover close to once again. Now notice the difference. Last time this was the scenario when I clicked on it. Now this time I'll go slightly outside and make sure that I'm on the edge when it says edge. And notice the cursor has this capital A with a curve. Okay, capital A with a curve. Now if this is the scenario, you click, it's going to give you a cursor which lets you paste or type text on the circumference or along the path. This feature is also known as text along the path. Okay, I'm gonna switch to pick tool, and if you notice that there is this red box appearing, red square appearing from where my text is starting, and I can actually click on that and manipulate the text. I can make it a little offset from the circumference or the path it is following, and I can also rotate it. If you want to lock the offset, then you need to hold shift. If I click and drag outside and then try to rotate it at the same time, I might change the offset while rotating it. So I can lock the offset by holding shift when I am confirm about the amount of offset. In this case it is 6 mm, and let's say I want it like this, or let's say that I want it lesser, I want it 4 mm. So I'm gonna hold shift and then I'm going to rotate it, and once I'm done with the rotation, I can let it go. I can also increase the size of the font here. Let's go with 16, uh, or let's try 15. Okay, 15 seems good. I can also try out 15.5, and it precisely matches it with where it ends. Fine. I'm just gonna reduce the overall size of it by holding shift and then dragging it from any of the corners. Shift is just for making it happen from the center, not from for constraining the proportion. Now it's time to see alignment options available. So for the alignment options, I'm gonna copy this box. I'm just gonna right click and unlock this object. I'm gonna copy this one also. Right click, leave right click, and leave left click. Now this time I want it to align right. So I'll select and then go to the alignment options available to me and say right. It's going to get aligned towards it right. I'm going to place it here. Now what I want you to understand that I can change the text color individually even if it belongs to same artistic text paragraph or a paragraph. So I'm going to select the first line and then change the color to a medium gray, and then I'm going to change this, double click, and then I'm going to convert this into gray as well. Okay, so this is how you can manipulate the color of the text within a paragraph text or artistic text. Now here we also have a text which is rotated, so I'm gonna do this also. For that I'm going to use the same text here. uh, I'm going to copy this one, and let's just get rid of this extra chunk of text from here, and you can rotate it by clicking on the center, and like any object rotation in CorelDRAW, the artistic text or the paragraph text supports rotation. You can hold control for constraining it to different angles. And I'm going to resize it as well. And I'm going to place it here. All right. And the last thing is placing the text on a path. So we will draw a path first by Bezier tool. We all know how to use Bezier tool, and if you want to learn more about it, check out my other tutorials in the Corel series. So I have drawn a path. I'll just resize it, rotate it a little bit. All right, I already have the text copied in my clipboard. I just need to hover close to it, and when it says edge and shows me this capital A with a curve at the bottom, I need to click, and then I need to say Control V to paste out the text I have already copied. I'm gonna select all of it and then change the size of the text to 15 so that it covers the entire path. Now in the similar fashion, I can just click on this red box here and click and drag to define an offset. I can run it along the path also. Okay, and I can lock the offset. Let's say that I want an offset of 4 mm. I'm gonna lock it and then I can move it along the path. And when I'm happy with the position of it, I'm just going to leave my cursor. And that's it. So this is what we managed to do. So thank you very much for staying till the end of this video, and please do check out my other videos on YouTube. And about text tool, it has a lot of things, a lot of powerful features yet left, which I'm going to cover in a separate video. So please stick to the channel and then do the favor, subscribe, like the videos, and once in a while share it on your social media. Thank you so much.